Ladies and gentlemen, hear me clearly. You are not a victim of time, you are a steward of it. Time is life in measured doses. Every second you waste, you are not losing minutes, you are losing fragments of your purpose. But when you learn to walk in favor, every tick of the clock begins to serve your destiny. I want you to understand a truth that will revolutionize how you walk through your day. Say this when you rise in the morning: I am on assignment. You are not an accident wandering through time. You are not a biological event passing through space. You were sent here, dispatched from eternity, to fulfill a divine assignment that was scripted before you even arrived on this planet. Every second you live is a fragment of that assignment being unfolded. The greatest tragedy in life is not death. It is life without purpose. Time was given to you as the currency to fulfill that assignment. When you wake up with this awareness and say, I am on assignment, something begins to shift. You no longer see your job as just a paycheck, you see it as a platform. You no longer approach relationships casually because you recognize that certain people are linked to your destiny. Time is no longer wasted in random activities because every decision is filtered through the lens of your assignment. You cannot afford to be casual with life when purpose is calling you to be intentional. Many people drift through life asking, what is the will of God for me? But purpose is not a mystery to be solved. It is a calling to be answered. You already carry it within you. Assignment. Awareness is what activates it. The moment you begin to declare, I am on assignment, your environment starts to recognize that you are not here to take up space. You are here to make an impact. When a person walks in their assignment, favor begins to find them. Doors that others struggle to open swing wide for a person on assignment because purpose authorizes access. You see, time is a precious commodity. You don't manage time by having planners and to-do lists. True time management is life management. When you manage your life around your assignment, time begins to cooperate with you. The world is full of people busy with things that have no eternal significance. But when you understand that you are on assignment, your daily agenda shifts from activity to productivity. You no longer confuse movement with progress. Some people are moving fast but going nowhere. But a person on assignment, even in moments of stillness, is making progress because purpose is always active. Saying, I am on assignment, transforms your attitude. Obstacles no longer look like barriers. They become stepping stones. Favor is not a random stroke of luck. It is a divine endorsement of someone who is functioning within their designed purpose. Assignment brings clarity. It makes you aware that every opportunity is not an assignment, and every distraction is an enemy to your time. You can no longer afford to say yes to everything because every yes is a no to something else. People of favor are selective because they understand that their time is sacred and must be protected. When you declare, I am on assignment, you begin to attract the resources, people, and platforms necessary to fulfill it. Heaven has no obligation to finance your ambitions, but it will always back your assignment. Favor is the divine supply chain for those who are walking in alignment with their mission. This is why some people seem to achieve more in a single year than others do in a decade, not because they are better, but because they are aligned. They have made a decision that their time will no longer be spent on survival, but on significance. Your assignment is the reason why you were born in this generation. You could have been born at any other time, but the fact that you are alive now is proof that your assignment is relevant to this moment. Time and assignment are eternally linked. To misuse time is to disrespect your assignment. This is why your confession matters. Words frame your reality. When you wake up daily and declare, I am on assignment, you are setting the atmosphere for your purpose to be activated. You are telling time, serve me today, align with my destiny. Every assignment requires focus. Distractions are the enemy of destiny. When you operate with assignment consciousness, you no longer allow trivial matters to consume your day. Gossip, meaningless arguments, time-wasting entertainment. These things lose their appeal because your assignment demands your full attention. You will find that favor flows to those who respect their purpose. Time is no respecter of persons, but favor respects assignment. Time is distributed equally to all, but favor is attracted to those who are disciplined in their calling. I challenge you today to begin every day with a confession that will change the trajectory of your life. I am on assignment. Let this be the compass that guides every decision, every conversation, and every opportunity. When you live with assignment, consciousness, favor is no longer something you pursue, it starts to pursue you. People will wonder how doors are opening for you, how time seems to multiply for you, how resources seem to find you, but you will know. It's not because of who you are, but because of what you are here to do. When you rise in the morning, don't let your first thoughts be controlled by problems, pressures, or plans. Let your first confession be, I am on assignment. This is not a motivational phrase. It is an activation of your purpose. You are not walking through life randomly. You are walking as a person sent, deployed into the earth with a mission. You were not born to simply exist. You were born to execute something that heaven entrusted to you. When you speak this truth, you set the tone for your entire day. You declare to yourself, to your environment, and to the unseen realm that today will not be wasted in distraction, but invested in destiny. Life is not about existing from one task to another, hoping for a lucky break. No, life is about alignment with the reason for which you were born. Your assignment is not something you stumble upon by accident. It is something you awaken by decision. Purpose is inside of you, waiting for permission to manifest. The moment you become assignment conscious, you begin to recognize that every conversation, every opportunity, and even every challenge is connected to your development. People who are serious about their assignment become stewards of their time because they realize that time is the currency that heaven gave them to fulfill their purpose. When you walk in this mindset, distractions lose their power. You no longer engage in empty conversations that do not build you. You are not available for gossip, for meaningless debates, or for activities that subtract from your purpose. You become allergic to wasting time because every second you misuse is a second you cannot recover. People who maximize favor are not those who are busier. They are those who are more focused. Time will cooperate with you when you cooperate with your assignment. When you start your day saying, I am on assignment, you are telling time, you will serve me today in fulfilling my divine purpose. But purpose requires provision. An assignment without resources is a frustrated vision. This is why your second confession must be, I attract divine connections and resources. Favor is not an accident, it is a magnet. Favor is a law of attraction activated by purpose alignment. When you step into your assignment, resources begin to recognize your voice. Opportunities begin to locate you. The right people start to find you. Favor is the divine supply chain for a person on assignment. Heaven is not obligated to sponsor your ambitions, but it will fund your assignment without fail. You must understand this. Resources respond to purpose, not desperation. It's not enough to need money, platforms, or opportunities. Needs don't attract favor. Purpose does. You will not have to chase after resources when you live as a person of purpose. The problem with many people is that they spend their energy chasing things that would have naturally flowed to them if they had aligned with their assignment. When you wake up and confess, I attract divine connections and resources, you are declaring a law into motion. You are commanding your day to align the right people, the right conversations, and the right doors to open for you. Resources are not always financial. Sometimes resources are people with information, mentors who will unlock your next level, or relationships that carry the keys to your destiny. One conversation with the right person can be worth more than a decade of labor, but favor flows to those who understand the value of divine connections. You must discern between relationships that are distractions and relationships that are divine appointments. You don't have time to be entangled in toxic environments when your assignment is calling you to the next level. Divine connections are always assignment-centered, never convenience-centered. Many people pray for favor but walk in contradiction to it by their associations. You cannot attract favor while staying connected to environments that suffocate your assignment. Favor is sensitive. It locates people who are positioned correctly. It bypasses those who are living in the realm of survival and finds those who are walking in the realm of significance. When you confess, "I attract divine connections and resources," you are setting an expectation that today something is going to find you that will push you closer to your purpose. You are not meant to live a life of constant struggle, chasing after opportunities or knocking endlessly on closed doors. A person on assignment doesn't beg for doors to open. They are sent to doors that are already prepared for them. But your mouth must authorize it. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Favor is voice activated. When you declare, "I attract divine connections and resources," you are sending out a call that heaven responds to. Do not underestimate the power of this confession. Resources are drawn to clarity. When you are clear about who you are and what you are here to do, you become a magnet for provision. The problem is not that there are no resources available. The problem is that many people are not positioned to attract them. Purpose pulls, but confusion repels. The clearer you are in declaring your assignment, the stronger your attraction becomes to the resources and people assigned to assist you. You were never designed to fulfill your assignment alone. Even Jesus needed disciples. Even kings need advisors. Even visionaries need partners. When you confess daily that you attract divine connections, you are aligning your day with heaven's network of provision. Somewhere, right now, there is someone looking for the solution you carry. Somewhere, right now, a platform exists that was designed for your voice, your gift, and your message. But access to that level of favor begins with what you confess. When you open your eyes each morning, you must make a decision that shapes the trajectory of your entire day. Declare boldly and unapologetically today, "I will invest in what is eternal." This is not a religious statement, it is a mindset of legacy. You were not born to simply consume oxygen and accumulate things that will fade away. You were sent to make deposits that outlast your physical existence. Time is too precious to be squandered on what is temporary. Every moment you live is either an investment into what is fading or a seed sown into what is eternal. Many people live their lives accumulating things that have no lasting value: titles, possessions, social approval. Yet when their time expires, none of these things follow them into eternity. True significance is not measured by what you gather. It's measured by what you give into eternity. Every day is a choice. Will you spend your time on things that perish, or will you sow your time into things that remain? When you declare today, "I will invest in what is eternal," you are positioning yourself in the dimension of favor that multiplies your time and magnifies your impact. Eternal investments are not always grand gestures. They are found in the small, intentional acts of purpose. A conversation that uplifts, a decision that aligns with your values, a task done in excellence, not for applause, but because it honors your assignment. People of favor understand that eternity is built one moment at a time. You don't need a platform to make an eternal investment. You need clarity of purpose. When you approach each day with this mindset, time becomes a tool in your hands, not a tyrant over your life. You begin to filter every opportunity through a simple question. Does this build what will last, or is it just noise in the temporary? Investing in what is eternal means understanding that your time, your talents, and your treasures are seeds. What you do with them determines the harvest you will see, not just in this life, but in the legacy you leave behind. Favor flows to those who understand the principle of eternal sowing. You don't have to chase success when you are busy sowing into significance. Success may bring you applause, but significance secures your name in eternity. Every act of purpose is a seed that heaven records. When you start your day declaring, "I will invest in what is eternal," you shift your focus from survival to significance. Survival is about making it through the day. Significance is about making the day count. Most people are busy surviving, running from task to task, crisis to crisis, never pausing to ask, "Is what I'm doing today connected to my eternal purpose?" People who walk in favor don't allow the urgent to overshadow the important. They understand that not everything that screams for your attention deserves your investment. Eternal investments demand discernment. Every invitation is not an opportunity. Every demand on your time is not a divine appointment. You must be ruthless in eliminating what distracts from your assignment. Favor is not attracted to busyness. It's attracted to focused, purpose-driven action. You can be busy all day and still bankrupt in eternal impact, but when you align your time with eternity, even the smallest acts are magnified with favor. Eternal investments also demand excellence. Whatever you do, do it as unto purpose. Mediocrity is an insult to the assignment you were given. People of favor don't cut corners. They operate with a spirit of excellence because they understand that eternity is watching. The favor of God is not attracted to lazy hands or casual commitment. It is drawn to those who give their best, not for recognition, but because they know they are investing into something bigger than themselves. Your words are eternal investments. Every time you speak life, you are sowing seeds into the future. Every word of encouragement, every declaration of purpose, every conversation that builds rather than breaks, that is an eternal investment. When you start to see your words as seeds, you become careful not to waste them on negativity, gossip, or idle chatter. Favor flows through mouths that speak with purpose. Likewise, your relationships are eternal investments. The people you choose to build with, serve, and uplift are part of your assignment. Favor will always position you around people whose destiny is connected to yours. You must be intentional about where you sow your relational energy. Not everyone deserves access to your time. You are not called to be available to everyone. You are called to be effective to those assigned to you. When you live with an eternal mindset, your days become more productive, not because you do more, but because what you do matters more. You stop measuring success by how much you did, and start measuring it by how deeply it aligned with your purpose. Favor multiplies time for those who refuse to waste it. Heaven partners with people who are building what lasts. Money, fame, recognition, these things can come and go, but purpose-driven action, excellence, character, impact, these are investments that outlive you. Every morning remind yourself, today, I will invest in what is eternal. When you do, you will find that favor will begin to multiply your influence, expand your territory, and bring resources to the vision that you are faithfully building. Every morning when you wake up, you must declare with conviction, I am a solution, not a problem. This is not a statement of arrogance, it is a declaration of identity. You were created to solve a problem on this earth. There is a specific issue, a particular gap, a unique need that only your life can fill. You are not a mistake searching for relevance. You are a solution in motion. The tragedy of life is when people live their entire lives trying to be accepted by others, never realizing that they were designed to be an answer to the world's questions. When you begin to declare that you are a solution, your entire posture changes. You no longer walk into rooms hoping to be noticed. You walk into rooms knowing you carry value. You stop waiting for opportunities to come to you. You understand that you are an opportunity waiting to be discovered. The atmosphere shifts when a person of purpose enters because solutions change environments. People of favor do not beg for recognition. They let their gift make room for them, but the gift must be recognized by the one who carries it. If you don't see yourself as a solution, you will spend your life being treated like a problem. Too many people live life apologizing for their existence. They reduce their vision, shrink their voice, and minimize their potential because they fear rejection. But purpose was never designed to fit into comfort zones. Solutions are never comfortable because they challenge problems. When you declare, I am a solution, you are giving yourself permission to stop shrinking and start showing up fully in the spaces you are called to impact. Favor follows those who are bold about their assignment. When you understand that you are a solution, you also become selective about where you invest your energy. Not every battle is yours to fight. Not every demand is yours to fulfill. Just because there's a need doesn't mean you are the one assigned to it. But when you find the problem you were created to solve, favor accelerates your progress. You won't need to chase platforms. Purpose will cause platforms to find you. Solutions are magnets for provision. Resources are always released to individuals who are actively solving problems that align with their assignment. One of the most dangerous traps is comparison. If you spend your life comparing yourself to others, you will never fully embrace the unique solution you carry. You don't need to be like anyone else. Your fingerprint is unique because your assignment is unique. Favor is not attracted to imitation. It is attracted to authenticity. You were born original. Don't die a copy. Your solution is wrapped in your uniqueness. The world doesn't need another copy of what already exists. It needs the authentic expression of your purpose. Being a solution also demands preparation. Solutions don't manifest by accident. You must develop your gift, sharpen your skills, and refine your character. Favor will open doors, but preparation will keep you in those rooms. Many people pray for favor, but they are not prepared for the opportunities that come with it. Favor without preparation is frustration. You must be diligent in becoming the best version of yourself, not for the applause of people, but because the problem you are assigned to solve deserves your excellence. Every day you wake up, you must remind yourself that your existence is an answer to someone's need. This is why you can't afford to live casually. You don't have time to waste on pettiness, offense, or distractions. Every second you spend entangled in drama is a second stolen from your assignment. Solutions don't engage in meaningless conflicts because they are too focused on delivering results. Favor respects focus. The more focused you are on being a solution, the more favor will align resources, relationships, and opportunities in your path. Your words are solutions. Your ideas are solutions. Your creativity, your leadership, your compassion, your ability to solve complex problems. All these are tools given to you to fulfill your assignment. But these tools must be used intentionally. You cannot afford to sit on your gift and wait for someone to discover you. You must rise with boldness and present yourself as the answer to the problem you were born to solve. The world does not reward potential. It rewards the manifestation of solutions. One of the key dimensions of favor is access. Favor grants access to places that your background cannot. But access without identity is dangerous. If you walk into doors not knowing you are a solution, you will reduce yourself to a spectator in rooms you are called to influence. This is why you must affirm daily, I am a solution, not a problem. When you carry this mindset, you approach every opportunity with the confidence that you belong, not because of who you know, but because of what you carry. Being a solution also means you will face resistance. Problems don't like solutions because solutions expose dysfunction, but you must be relentless. Favor doesn't exempt you from opposition, it empowers you to overcome it. Every challenge you face is not a sign of failure. It's an indicator that you are close to fulfilling your assignment. Don't be discouraged when doors resist. Solutions have a way of forcing doors open through persistence and excellence. The earth is waiting for the manifestation of problem solvers. You were not born to spectate, you were born to solve. Every time you show up, remember you are an answer to a question. You are a solution sent to solve a specific problem. Don't allow life's distractions to pull you away from that assignment. Declare it, believe it, walk in it. I am a solution, not a problem. Every person who values their purpose must begin to declare daily, my time is not for sale. This is not just a catchy statement. It is a boundary that protects your assignment. Time is the most expensive commodity you possess because it is the only thing you can never get back once it is spent. Money can be regained, opportunities can be replaced, but time once wasted is gone forever. You cannot afford to be casual with something so precious. When you understand the value of your time, you start to treat it as sacred. You stop negotiating your schedule with people who have no investment in your destiny. My time is not for sale means you refuse to trade your most valuable asset for temporary distractions. It means you will not allow other people's emergencies to become your priorities. Many individuals fail in life not because they lack talent, but because they lack discipline in how they use their time. They say yes to everything, trying to please everyone, and end up betraying their own purpose. You must learn that saying no is not a sign of arrogance. It is a sign of focus. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your purpose, you are saying no to your assignment. You must become ruthless in how you protect your schedule. Time was not given to you for entertainment, gossip, or endless scrolling through things that do not build your future. Every moment you allow to be stolen by trivial matters is a moment you can't reinvest into your destiny. People of favor understand that their time is kingdom property. It belongs to the assignment they are sent to fulfill. Favor flows to those who respect their minutes, their hours, their seasons. If you mishandle your time, you will forfeit favor's opportunities. But when you guard your time, favor has room to operate in your life. The problem is that many people have sold their time cheaply. They have traded hours of productivity for moments of distraction. They have allowed their schedules to be hijacked by people who have no respect for their vision. But today, you must make a decision that from this moment forward, your time is not for sale. It is not up for negotiation. It belongs to your assignment. This mindset will not make you popular, but it will make you effective. You cannot be a person of impact if you are available for every trivial request. When you understand the true value of your time, you begin to measure every request, every meeting, every conversation through the lens of purpose. Before you say yes, you ask yourself, does this align with my assignment? You cannot afford to spend hours doing things that do not add value to your vision. Favor is attracted to people who are disciplined with their time because favor is a divine acceleration. But divine acceleration cannot work in a life that is cluttered with distractions. You must also understand that every time waster is not a person, sometimes it's a mindset. Procrastination is a silent thief of destiny. Every day you postpone your purpose, you are selling your time to fear. You must confront the areas in your life where hesitation is costing you opportunities. My time is not for sale means I will not allow fear, doubt, or laziness to purchase my destiny at a discount. You must become intentional about taking ownership of your day, your hours, your moments. There will always be people who demand your time, but you are not obligated to be accessible to everyone. Accessibility must be earned, not assumed. You cannot pour into others if you are constantly being drained by unnecessary engagements. People of favor are not busy, they are focused. Busyness is not a sign of productivity. It is often a symptom of poor time management. You must prioritize your purpose above popularity. You are not called to be everywhere. You are called to be effective where you are most needed. The difference between those who fulfill their purpose and those who don't is not talent. It's time stewardship. Greatness is not built in crowded schedules. It is built in disciplined focus. If you allow life to dictate your schedule, you will spend your life reacting instead of creating. Favor responds to those who plan their time with intentionality. You must allocate your hours to what builds your future, not what entertains your present. Protecting your time also requires courage. You must have the courage to disappoint people's expectations in order to fulfill your assignment. Not everyone will understand your focus, and that's okay. You were not sent to please everyone. You were sent to fulfill a mission. Every no you give to a distraction is a yes to your destiny. People of favor are not afraid to set boundaries because they understand that boundaries are not barriers. They are bridges to a focused life. When you wake up every day and declare, "My time is not for sale," you activate a level of favor that others will not understand. You will find that doors open for you, not because you are chasing them, but because you are creating value in the time you have protected. You will accomplish in months what others struggle to achieve in years, because favor accelerates those who respect their time. You will find divine connections are attracted to people who have disciplined their time for productivity, not popularity. Your time is a divine gift. It was given to you for a purpose. You must refuse to trade it for anything less than what aligns with your assignment. You must rise each day with the consciousness that you are a steward of moments, a manager of divine opportunities. Every second is precious. Every hour is a seed. Favor will multiply what you value. Protect your time, and time will protect your purpose. Declare it with boldness, "My time is not for sale." When you wake up each morning, you must not wonder if favor will find you. You must declare it with authority. I walk in prepared places. This is not wishful thinking. It is an acknowledgement that there are places, opportunities, rooms, and platforms that have been divinely arranged for you before you even arrive. You are not walking through life trying to force doors open. You are not begging for acceptance or recognition. You are walking into environments that have been crafted for your assignment, designed with your purpose in mind. Prepared places are not about convenience. They are about alignment. When you understand this, you stop striving and start walking in confidence. The struggle that many people experience is not because they are unqualified, but because they are attempting to enter spaces that were not prepared for their purpose. Favor is not about being in every place. It is about being in the right place at the right time for the right reason. There are environments where your gift will be celebrated, where your assignment will be activated, and where your purpose will flourish. These are your prepared places, but you must also understand this. Preparation is a two-way covenant. The place is prepared for you, but you must also be prepared for the place. Too many people are waiting for opportunities without preparing for them. They are praying for favor, but not positioning themselves to steward it when it arrives. Favor without preparation is frustration. Doors that are divinely prepared will not open for unprepared hands. Your responsibility is to become ready in the unseen seasons so that when the door opens, you are not scrambling to qualify. I walk in prepared places is not a passive statement. It demands intentional preparation. You must build yourself in private for the opportunities that are public. Excellence must become your lifestyle, not an event. The person who prepares in obscurity will not be intimidated by visibility. When favor opens the door, it will not ask for your permission. It will expect your readiness. This is why you cannot afford to be casual in your development. Every skill you refine, every discipline you cultivate, every moment you invest in becoming better is a key that will unlock prepared places. Prepared places are not limited by geography. Sometimes the place is a platform, sometimes it's a relationship, sometimes it's a season of influence. But regardless of what form it takes, favor ensures that you arrive in spaces where everything you need has been arranged in advance. The resources will be there, the people will be there, the opportunities will be there. You will not have to force your way in, you will simply have to walk in alignment with your assignment. When you declare, I walk in prepared places, you release yourself from the anxiety of chasing after opportunities. You no longer have to beg for attention or hustle for validation. You are not in competition with anyone because what is prepared for you is reserved for you. Purpose cancels competition. You will find that favor positions you in rooms that your resume could not have opened. But it requires you to trust the timing of your assignment. Rushing into places you are not prepared for will cause you to mishandle opportunities. But when you align preparation with purpose, the doors you walk through will not only open, they will sustain you. Prepared places are also protected places. Favor not only opens doors, it shields you from environments that would contaminate your assignment. There are some doors that look good, but are not prepared for your purpose. Favor will block you from those places because they are traps disguised as opportunities. You must discern that every closed door is not a rejection. Sometimes it is divine protection. Trust the process. The place prepared for you will not require you to compromise your integrity or diminish your value. When you live with the mindset of walking in prepared places, you begin to steward your time differently. You no longer entertain distractions. You become intentional about who you allow into your circle. You protect your energy because you understand that where you are going requires focus. Favor accelerates those who are disciplined. You must cultivate an environment of excellence around you, because favor will not bring you into prepared places if you are surrounded by unprepared people. Prepared places are not always glamorous at first glance. Sometimes they appear as small beginnings, but favor has a way of magnifying small opportunities into platforms of influence. Do not despise the days of small beginnings. If the place has been prepared for you, it is only a matter of time before it expands to accommodate the fullness of your assignment. Your responsibility is to be faithful with what is in your hands while you are on your way to what has been prepared for you. Walking in prepared places also requires you to let go of places that are no longer aligned with your purpose. Favor will often require you to leave your comfort zone. You cannot occupy a new place while holding on to an old season. Sometimes the hardest part of favor is having the courage to walk away from what is familiar in order to step into what has been prepared. But trust that every step of obedience is a step closer to your prepared place. You must carry this declaration in your spirit every day: I walk in prepared places, not because you deserve it, not because of your background, not because of who you know, but because of the assignment that sent you. Favor is not random, it is targeted. It locates those who are in alignment with their purpose and have prepared for their moment. The place is ready. The question is, are you? Every morning when you rise, there is a confession that must be in your mouth, a mindset that must govern your actions. I am a master of moments. This is not just a motivational phrase. It is a declaration of how you will govern your time, your decisions, and your life. Moments are the building blocks of destiny. Every major breakthrough, every life-changing opportunity, every elevation you will experience in life is locked in a moment. The difference between those who fulfill their purpose and those who miss it is not found in the hours or the days. It's found in their mastery of moments. Most people think life is about managing time on a clock, but the truth is that time is neutral. It is not the hours you are given that change your life. It is how you handle the defining moments within those hours. Moments are divine interruptions where purpose meets opportunity. Moments are the intersections where destiny is waiting for a decision. But if you are not sensitive to the significance of moments, you will miss doors that can never be reopened. Being a master of moments means you live with an awareness that not every minute is equal. There are ordinary minutes, but then there are kairos moments, divine appointments that require a specific response. You must be sharp in your discernment because moments do not announce themselves. They often come disguised as simple conversations, small acts of obedience, or quiet opportunities that others overlook. Favor is not found in the crowd. It's hidden in the moments you recognize when others are distracted. When you declare, I am a master of moments, you shift from being reactive to being proactive. You stop waiting for life to happen to you, and you begin to command your day with intentionality. You understand that procrastination is a thief of moments. Every time you delay obedience, you risk missing the very moment that was designed to propel you into your next level. Favor flows to those who are prepared for moments. Opportunity without preparation equals frustration. But when preparation meets a kairos moment, elevation is inevitable. You must be ruthless in eliminating distractions because distractions are assassins of moments. Every unnecessary engagement, every idle conversation, every trivial pursuit is a potential moment killer. People of favor are not busy with everything. They are focused on the right things. You must learn to say no to the noise so you can say yes to the moment. The enemy of destiny is not always failure. Sometimes it is simply distraction. You cannot afford to be everywhere with everyone doing everything. Purpose demands focus because moments are precious. Mastering moments also requires courage. There will be moments when the opportunity is wrapped in fear. You will feel unqualified, underprepared, or overwhelmed. But moments of favor do not wait for your feelings to align. They respond to your obedience. You must be willing to step into moments even when you don't feel ready because favor will cover you where preparation ends. Courage is the currency that purchases moments. You don't have to know everything. You just need to be willing to step when the door opens. Your life will not be defined by how much time you had, but by how many moments you maximized. There are people who have lived long but accomplished little because they mishandled moments. Then there are others who in a short span of time have made global impact because they discerned and mastered their moments. The difference is not time, it's awareness and preparation. Favor is attracted to people who know how to turn small moments into monumental shifts. Mastering moments also requires humility. Not every moment will look significant when it arrives. Sometimes the greatest doors are disguised as small acts of service. The conversation you're tempted to dismiss could be the connection that opens a nation. The opportunity that seems beneath you could be the seed that unlocks your next level. People of favor understand that there are no insignificant assignments. Every task, every encounter, every opportunity is handled with excellence because they know that the smallest moments often carry the greatest weight in destiny. Being a master of moments also means being present. You cannot seize a moment you are not present for. Many people are physically present but mentally absent, scrolling through distractions while destiny is waiting for their attention. You must discipline yourself to be fully present in every environment, every conversation, every assignment. Moments do not belong to the distracted. Favor aligns with those who are fully engaged. Preparation for moments must be daily. You cannot predict when your moment will arrive, but you can ensure that when it comes, you are ready. This is why excellence must be a lifestyle. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you rise to the level of your preparation. Favor doesn't skip preparation to give you shortcuts. It simply multiplies what you have been faithful with. The person who has mastered private moments of discipline will be ready for public moments of favor. Every moment is either an opportunity multiplied or an opportunity wasted. You must treat your time as sacred because within ordinary minutes are extraordinary moments waiting to be seized. Declare it daily with conviction. I am a master of moments. Let this confession shape how you approach your work, your relationships, your decisions. Favor is not a random gift. It is a reward for those who respect the power of moments. When you wake up and step into your day, there's a declaration that must proceed out of your mouth with clarity and conviction. Today I will create value. This is not a casual statement, it is a life philosophy. You were not placed on this earth to be a consumer of what others create. You are a producer of solutions, a generator of ideas, a vessel through which value is distributed into the world. Favor does not flow to need, favor flows to value. You cannot expect life to reward you for what you desire. It rewards you for the value you deliver. People who walk in favor understand that every environment they enter is an opportunity to create value. They don't wait for ideal circumstances. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They wake up with a mindset that says, wherever I go, I bring solutions with me. The marketplace does not pay for wishes, it pays for value. Influence is not given to those who complain, it is given to those who contribute. You must become intentional about being a person who increases the worth of every environment, every conversation, every assignment. Creating value begins with understanding what you carry. You are a warehouse of gifts, talents, insights, and abilities that the world is waiting to experience. But those gifts must be refined, activated, and distributed. Gifts that are not developed remain invisible to those who need them. Favor is attracted to visible value. If you hide your gift, you cancel your influence. You cannot afford to live life waiting for someone to discover you. You must develop yourself to the level where your value becomes undeniable. Every day you are either adding value or subtracting it. There is no neutral ground. Value is created when you solve problems, when you bring clarity to confusion, when you simplify complexities, when you enhance excellence. Your assignment is connected to a specific problem in the earth, and every act of value you bring solves a piece of that problem. This is why you cannot afford to be casual with your development. Every skill you sharpen, every book you read, every experience you gain is an investment into your capacity to create more value. One of the greatest misconceptions is that favor is a random blessing. Favor is never random. It is intentional, and it gravitates towards people who live by the law of value creation. You must understand that value multiplies. The more value you create, the more access you are granted. Doors don't open to the talented alone. They open to those who consistently add value to the right environments. This is why some people achieve in a short season what others never touch in a lifetime, not because of luck, but because they have mastered the art of value creation. But you must also be wise in where you create value. You cannot afford to invest your value into unfruitful environments. Not every table is worthy of your contribution. You must discern between places where your value is appreciated and places where it is exploited. Favor is not about being used, it's about being positioned. You must be strategic with your investment of time, energy, and creativity. Even Jesus was selective about where he performed miracles. He understood the importance of alignment. Go where your value is respected, and favor will multiply your impact. Creating value is not about being busy, it is about being effective. Busyness is the enemy of productivity. You can be active and yet not be effective. People of favor measure their days by how much value they added, not how much activity they performed. Every task, every meeting, every project must be evaluated through the lens of value. If it does not build, enhance, or solve, it does not deserve your time. You cannot afford to spend hours on activities that do not bring you closer to your purpose. Creating value also requires consistency. Favor does not find the inconsistent. Sporadic excellence does not produce lasting influence. You must become a person who is dependable in delivering value, even in the small things. It is in the small tasks that your capacity is proven. Promotion is the reward of those who are faithful with little. Every act of value creation builds momentum, and momentum is what favor rides on. The world does not reward potential. It rewards the demonstration of value over time. Your relationships are also platforms for value creation. You must enter every relationship asking, how can I add value here? People are drawn to those who solve problems, who uplift, who inspire. Favor flows through relationships where value is consistently exchanged. Never enter a relationship to take more than you give. The law of favor demands that you be a contributor, not just a consumer. Your words must also be vessels of value. Speak life, speak wisdom, speak solutions. Words are seeds, and every time you open your mouth, you are either depositing value or diminishing it. People of favor understand that their words can open doors that money cannot. Value creation is not limited to physical products. It is manifested in ideas, conversations, and the atmosphere you create wherever you go. Creating value is also about innovation. The world honors those who bring fresh perspectives to old problems. You must be a thinker, a creator, an innovator. Stagnation is the enemy of favor. The more creative you become in bringing solutions, the more indispensable you become in your sphere of influence. Favor elevates problem solvers who are bold enough to think differently. Every morning before you leave your house, before you engage in business, before you step into meetings, you must declare today, I will create value. Let this confession guide your actions, your focus, your energy. Value is not something you hope to have. It is something you must intentionally create. And when you do, favor will be your daily companion. Opportunities will find you. Resources will locate you. Platforms will open to you. Because value is the currency of influence, and favor is the reward of those who master its circulation. Today, I charge you to stop living like a victim of circumstances and start walking like a steward of divine assignment. Favor is not a random miracle waiting to happen. It is a law, a principle, activated by what you confess, believe, and act upon. Your words are not just sounds in the air, they are commands in the spirit. When you say, I walk in favor, heaven aligns, doors respond, and even time begins to cooperate with your destiny. Stop waiting for external validation. You are already approved, already assigned, already anointed. The earth is not waiting for another celebrity. It is groaning for the manifestation of people who know who they are, what they carry, and why they were sent. Favor will not locate the confused. It finds those who are clear about their assignment. When you declare that you are a solution, that your time is not for sale, that you walk in prepared places, You shift from living by chance to living by purpose. Let today mark a turning point. No more wasted words. No more wasted time. No more apologizing for your greatness. Open your mouth, declare your assignment, walk in your favor, and watch how divine connections, resources, and moments begin to find you. You were born for such a time as this. The doors are already prepared. The platforms are already waiting. But your voice must authorize your arrival. Favor is voice activated. Assignment is motion activated. Destiny is decision activated. Say this, and walk in favor all day.